Hello my friends, how are you? Welcome to Pintura Relâmpago. My name is Davi Calil and I will begin another tutorial. Here is almost getting dark, so I need to be quick right now. I've been thinking, I did this one last English class that I have done here, and I will do it again, but now using black with white and cyan, this blue color that you're seeing here. I think it will be for your understanding, the example will be better when I put both side by side, right? Because then we can tell how the black is going to affect here. So it will be similar. It's not if I paint 3 or 4 times this painting, it will always look a little bit different. But that's how it is. It's cool actually because of this, so I can have fun. It's this Toulouse Lautrec painting you've seen in the last video. I will start right now because I cannot waste time now. If you see this shadow here, it's getting darker. So first of all, drawing. Let's just remember that the composition is the most important thing when we begin a drawing. So it's good advice, or it's a good thing to remember to go for the geometric shapes, because geometric shapes are easy to draw. And then with these geometric shapes, we can choose the place and the size of everything before we do a drawing full of details and stuff that we will not want to erase and do it again. I explained the drawing last time, so if you haven't watched last video, you should watch the first of all that video. It's the same drawing but monochromatic of blue and white, so I will draw quicker this time. Usually I draw more like this when I'm doing my stuff. I use some lines, some auxiliary lines to find where things are going to be, and then I put the details and this stuff later. Okay, now I'll go darker, but only with blue. So what's the difference now? Now I will do almost the same, because in the beginning I need to do almost the same. But when I arrive in the limit of blue, of the blue color, we call here cyan, because it's not that blue ultramarine or that blue that it's kind of purple. This is the primary color, cyan. See, it's getting dark, so the birds, some birds start to sing. They're saying goodbye to the sun. Okay, so dark blue, I think her eyes will be here. The nose may be here. As I said, she has a smile. It's like a drunk smile. can use this line here. She has a very large chin. I like this. And characters as usually. And now I will go for the shape of her face, because this is not her hair. Her hair is hidden inside. This is something that she wrapped up here on top. It's kind of a veil. I love Toulouse Lautrec's painting because one of the things that I love in his paintings, I love a lot of things in his paintings, but is because he usually would paint from real life and at night in the cabarets, especially in the Moulin Rouge. So we can see through his paintings the way people would dress to go out, and it's really cool. Okay, and here is darker. Here's darker. Here as well. I get a larger brush. Because right now I have the drawing, so I need to take the white out of the paper, but I don't want to erase the drawing, so not just cover it with blue. I'll work on sections. I will, use dry brush, especially here. And here I can use a dry brush to do this. Just to feel the direction of the light. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I think here it's too large. Okay, now I need to work the darker blue wherever I can. Right? Why? Because to arrive with the black, it's better if I have explored already all of the possibilities of the blue. Okay. And now I can remember that I have, as I said, here, now I will touch the blue, the black. So I will come, like the blue will end up kind of here, and then here we will start the black. And then the same thing, right? So this V shape here the end of the middle and the low key are with the presence of black. This here without black. So I'm trying to go with the pure blue whenever wherever I can. So then I can bring the blacks to the party. Okay. Keep working to erase the white. Okay. If I had a dry hair dryer, I don't know, secador de cabelo, right now I would dry it, because it would be better to work on it dry, but I haven't prepared myself for this. But okay, I think I can start to put the black here and just mix. The climate is a bit, it's warm here today. When the day is warm, it dries faster. Okay, so now I put it black. It's important to remember, don't let the black touch the white in this first exercise. I want you to know how the black works with the blue, how white works with the blue, how you can work with all of them in harmony. You can eventually mix black, white, and a color as well, but then it will open for 100,000 millions, I don't know, possibilities, and you should stay with as few as possible values to work in the beginning, to understand the principles and have a solid comprehension of how they work together. Then you can break it in thousands of different values, but in the beginning try to work with less. It's always better. And maybe when you get more advanced, in an advanced level, you will not want to work with more values than you need. This thing of, oh, I want to do like realistic, like a photograph. It's cool as well. I don't know. I had this moment of my life when I wanted to do like realistic, like a photo, and I went there to see how it is, and then I don't know if I did something realistic as a photo, because when I was almost getting there, I understood that it was not what I wanted. So if you feel like, you should go and check for yourself. If you want to hear my opinion, for me it doesn't, it was not what I was looking for in painting. I thought it was. I went to study it, and I realized it was not. So it's good to learn with experience. So I always tell my students to listen to what I say, but then go and do in your way as well, and try. Sometimes you can find something that I haven't seen in my turn when I was doing these studies. And sometimes you find your way, and your way is your way, it's not my way. So I think it's good to learn in two ways: with experience, from other people's experience, and from your own experience. Because there's a lot of smart people, talented people, who try to do already what we want to do, and some of them succeed, some of them changed their minds. It's good to know why and how they did. All right, I think I'm getting there. So I will start with black right now. As I said, not pure black. Black with cyan. I will talk about color theory in someday in the future in English, because I've done this in Portuguese a lot. And I have a very special way to work with colors. It's not that special because it's special, like I am special, not this, but special because it's something that I developed after working a lot with color. I never found a book or a theory or a concept that helped me to create my palettes. I found one. I had a professor that showed me. I will show you. But then from this, I started to do my own, to develop my own ideas about color. And so when I start to talk about it, I need to say this, because then I can say whatever I want now, and you know that it's my way. It's not from a book, and it's not that's the best or the truth, but for me it works, because it worked for more than 10 years that I've been working as an artist. And then I can show you, and you do whatever you want. If you want to use some of it, all of it, none of it. But usually I begin saying that colors are like people. That's the name of the book that I will write here in Brazil about color theory. Colors are like people. Because we need to treat them like people. Like different people with different tastes, with different ideas and concepts and views of life. And then when we start to do this and start to know the colors, then we start to understand who is friend of whom, who likes what kind of music. So if you want to take the yellow out, and then you get to know the yellow and know yellow's taste, and how you can make yellow happy and how you can make yellow sad, and what happens when yellow touches other colors. You need to know yellow. You need to get to know all of the colors. And first, you need to do this one by one. After you get to know the colors one by one, you start to understand some secrets about them. Because as I said, they are like people, and people are complex. People are complicated. People, they know some things about themselves, and other things they just don't know. We start to know. And people have patterns of behavior. And the colors as well. So if you understand these patterns, you know why they do what they do, then you will start to work with the colors, and they will answer you your because it's like people. If you want to work with a team in a studio, or usually in a studio for artists, in a tattoo studio, or in an animation studio, or in an illustration studio, or in a, don't know, or in a co-working, like if you work in a place with other artists that you need to share a space, you need to understand these people that you're going to work with to have a better existence with them. And if or when you start to get to know people, you start to like some of people, you like more than others, because you find that you think similar, or you feel good when sometimes you just feel good around some people. And then you want to be more with these people when you feel good. Do you understand that I'm talking about colors? I'm talking about people, but I'm talking about colors. Can you see the relations? They are very similar. Trust me, I've been watching people and comparing with colors for a long time right now. And it works perfectly. This, and with music theory, that I'm not a musician, I wish I was. But I study a little bit because I love some things about music and music theory. So everything I learn about music, I kind of can do a parallel with color. And this is very nice. So when you start to hang out with the colors and take them to drink a coffee, or to watch a movie, or to drink a beer, or whatever, they start to tell you some secrets, and that's when the thing starts to become interesting. Because then you start to understand a lot of things that are unique from each color. These relations with the other colors, the way they interact with each other, the way they fight against each other, or the way they fight together sometimes against one color. It's very, as I said, I need to do some videos talking about this. It's hard to talk. But what I wanted to say, I wanted just to prepare here to say, one secret that I've learned from blue. Blue is actually black. Blue and black, they are kind of Batman and Bruce Wayne. They are the same person. And they're always changing and doing like this double life. I have my reasons to believe this. As I said, it's not something that I imagine in my head. It's because I paint a lot. And then you just realize one day that some patterns are there. You cannot mistake that. And in color theory, like classical color theory, I went to look for these informations, but I haven't found the answers that I wanted in the academic books. It's very good, the academic universe of art history, a lot of cool stuff, but sometimes when you are an artist, you don't feel that there are other artists that are working and doing that for you. It's more like people from the academic world, they are different. They are very important. I'm glad they exist, because they do some things that we as artists are not able or don't want to do. So I love the books and to read about, but sometimes I feel that I wanted to listen the same thing from an artist point of view. You know, someone who works with this and needs to get it done, because the academic people, they don't need to get the painting done. They just need to analyze and tell us. Oh, I will not even try to say what they need to do. They know better than I do. But I think you understand what I want to say. The experience from someone who have been painting and studying painting, like to live, to from this to deliver paintings. We learned some things after some paintings that you cannot deny. You, even if you, it's undeniable because it works so well. Okay, let me put here the other one just for you to compare. Can you see already the difference? I'm not saying that this is better than this one. It's just the mood that's different. The value, the key, it's lower. It's like low key and very dark, and will be darker. And the black, what I can say, here the blue is the protagonist, is the main character. Here the blue is it's there, but the black goes over it, and it shows up a lot. So the blue goes for the second plane. I think I can start the whites, so I will not waste more time, as I said, because I need to finish this kind of, wow, this is black. I was going to put black again. Now I need white, it's the opposite. And now I will do this. I will clean here. Because I don't want black. It's okay to be here, but here I want it to clean. Because I don't want the black to touch on the white. And more blue. Oh no, I have blue here. Cool. As I said, something that is harder from painting traditional media sometimes is to mix the paint all the time. Okay, as I said in the last painting, opaque when we add white to the paint. I can improve the shapes of the painting with this opaque, because now I can cover, I can add light. If I can add light, I can add shapes on top of the shadows. Like here it's very dark, but in the painting this is lighter. So I introduce one concept that I like to work with my students is the possibility to edit the brush stroke, to do a pause, fix on pause, like this. I do a brush stroke here, and then I can work the shape of the brush stroke, like Coming here, coming here. Okay. I will start to work here as well. As I said, she has a big large chin, and the highlights are here. See how I'm improving the shape here? Just be careful not to put too much light on on some places, or not to create too many hard edges where you don't need. If the paint hasn't dry, you can use your finger sometimes just to do a smooth edge. Okay. Now, as well, I need to clean my brush to do a dry brush here and do the transition from light to shadow in a smooth way. Smooth? Smooth. So I put the painting, then I do an edition. Edition? No, I edit the shape. This is my dog drinking water. This sound they were here. É, Coisica? Tá tomando água aí? Do you want to be on the movie? On the video? Coisica. And here I need to do some sharp edges just to get the shapes right. Light. I love when I when it's time to work in the lights. I think that's the reason. Maybe I'm realizing this just now. That's the reason I abandoned watercolor and started to study oil and then went to gouache. I love watercolor. I had the best watercolor professor in the world, maybe, and I'm not exaggerating. His name is Gonzalo Cárcamo. If you haven't seen his work, he's even teaching at the Schoolism right now. He's from Chile, but he lives in Brazil for more than 30 years now. He's amazing with watercolor, with painting in general. He's an amazing human being. He's a beautiful person, smart and excellent professor. As you can tell, I really like him. And because I learned so much from him. And I dropped watercolor. And now I'm realizing, while I'm talking here with you, it's because I love to work the lights with thick paint. I just do. And I always knew that I love it, but I wanted to learn watercolor. So I studied a lot of watercolor. I studied a lot of oil. It was the first painting technique that I've learned. I'm so lucky because here in Brazil we don't have like big schools of painting and of art and all of this. We don't have a market to live as an artist very well. We can live, but I know in other countries there is a lot of market to sell paintings and this stuff, and here it doesn't work very well. And it's okay because I just like to paint. I don't need to live selling paints. I work with animation, illustration, storyboards, comic books. I do other things that I like for a living. I teach. But as I was saying, even though we don't have a big market here, we have some excellent painters that live here and they teach. And I went to learn with some of them. Especially oil and watercolor. The shape of her mouth, I want to work on it, but I don't want to do it now because I need to use a blue that's deeper and more saturated. So I'll finish the white and then I will go for her mouth. Gonzalo Cárcamo. took me to paint plein air a lot, and I lost the fear of doing plein air when I was his student, because in the beginning I always tried plein air. I grew up in a farm and I love Van Gogh, so I was always inspired by these painters from the 19th century to paint outside, but was so bad. The paintings look so bad. So my first paintings when I was a child, trying to do plein air, they look very bad. And I was frustrated for a while. But at the same time, the painting looked bad, but I really loved painting. So this helped me because I never stopped painting. Even though it looked like shit, I would just sit and paint again because I wanted to feel like painting again. And then after, I don't know, 10 years, I improved it. So maybe the secret is this. Because I don't believe that if you just do painting, you will not improve. You will improve, but sometimes you improve very slowly. So if you have the right orientation, you will not try to invent the wheel again. We say this in Portuguese. Você criar a roda de novo, você não precisa. You can learn what's the wheel and how they create, and then you just use the wheel. You don't need to create the wheel again. That's what I think. Work a little bit here. Okay, I'm almost there. I will use pure black. Oh no, before I will use pure blue. But can you tell the difference? The drawing is a bit different as well, but I think here is too black. Now that I compared both, this doesn't need to be black. Yeah, it can be lighter easily. It was drawing too much attention. Okay, now I will work pure blue for her lips. Almost pure blue. Yeah, I think that's it. That's it. And here. And here. Yeah. What else can I use? Where else? Here. Maybe I can put some texture here. Right, and I will clean my brush, get some pure black here, and I will do some pure black here. The last one I said that the low key is here and in her eyes. Her eyes are with black already. But see how does this vibrates? So I will end this painting here. I hope it helped you. I will take this tape out. And now we can compare both. Why I say this? Because I never know if I need the black or not. Sometimes it looks better without the black. Sometimes it looks better with black. With time and experience, you kind of can tell before you paint. There you go. It's not dry yet. But see, the drawing is a bit different, and the feeling is different as well. And this has deeper shadows and it goes through darker or lower keys. And this, the low key of this one is this deep blue, like pure blue. So it's not higher key, right? I will do more paintings. Probably the next paintings I will do in Portuguese again, and then I come back to English. So you feel free to watch or not watch, or if you can, at least this, my friends who speaks English. I don't know many people out of Brazil, so if you feel like it helped you and can help to share with other people who speaks English, I'm glad. But if you don't want to, don't need to. It's the same things. Thank you very much, my friends. Take care of yourselves. And soon I'll be back with more videos and tutorials and talking about paintings. Bye bye.